friends. Hope you're doing well. So, it's been a hot minute since I've made a video because this has been a very busy month for me, professionally speaking. I just finished up a 12-day run where I was shooting for 12 days. I had 15 shoots in 12 days. And my current backlog is about 17,000 photos, plus like 2 videos that I need to make for clients. And then on top of that, because that wasn't enough shooting for me, I also shot a whole bunch of videos for my White Noise channel. And I have some ideas for my Warhammer channel because I've been still working on my Warhammer stuff. And I think I still have hockey videos to edit. So I've got a lot to do. But today is October 1st. Officially, it is 1:12 in the morning as of right now. And we're going to see where I'm at with my stupid arbitrary goals. So if you are new here, every year I make a list of stupid arbitrary goals. This year is no different. So my goals this year are to get 100 hours of hockey skill practice, ride 2,460 miles on bikes. I've got 5 functional training goals, take 3 million steps and or 500,000 active calories. That's one goal that I call it a cluster goal. It's like you could do more of one or the other. And then I'm doing that with the functional training goals. The problem is 5 is too many. I'm realizing I think it needs to just be 2 things. Because otherwise the balance is wonky, and like now I'm doing 5 things for functional training, and it's like if I spend an hour on one thing, it's not worth nearly as much as if I spent an hour on any of the other goals. So it's kind of a losing proposition. It's something new for next time. Cluster goals are kind of a new thing for me. Anyway, read 50 books, take my dog Bear on 50 adventures, have 75 unique experiences. My business goals, which are another cluster goal, which there's 4 of them, which again was too many, and take and finish 50,000 photos. So having 17,000 photos in my backlog should be very helpful for that. And then create 500 pieces of video content specifically for myself, for YouTube, and maybe other platforms. I haven't decided if I should count Reels on Instagram. I don't really make those, but I probably should for my own business. But also, I just did 15 shoots in 12 days, so I really don't need to be marketing myself that hard because I'm already working too much. What I do need to do probably is increase my prices, because if I raise my prices by, let's say 100%, and I don't lose, if I lose half the clients, I'm getting paid the same to work half as much. So it's time for the prices to go up. Kind of decided. Anyway, so on to the results. So 100 hours of hockey skill practice. I'm at 2,269 minutes, which is 37%, and we are well past the halfway point. We're at like 75% completed, so there's like a quarter of the year left. So in a quarter of the year, I have to do, what is that, 63% of the goal, 63 hours of hockey practice, something like that. I've rode 920 miles on bikes, which again is about 37%, so another 63% there. Functional training goals, I'm only at 21.6% completion, which is not super fantastic. It's got a long way to go there. I don't think that one's getting done. The steps and active calories, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm at 67% completion, so only a little off. And I'm starting to getting more steps, especially shooting 15 shoots in 12 days. It's got a lot of steps there. But I can make up some ground, and I think this is the last month before the hockey season starts, so I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time training. So hopefully that number will go way up. 50 books, I read 26, so doing pretty good. So I'm 52%, a little behind. But I've got a couple, and while I'm training, I can read books, and while I've got editing done, I can read books. You know, I do a lot of audiobooks. That's how I get most of my reading done, because I think ADHD or whatever, it makes it hard for me to read for extended periods of time. I do like reading though. 50 park adventures with my dog Bear. I've done 37, pretty good. Unique experiences, I'm trying to get 75. I've done 63, so really crushing that one. And if I do 13, this is 13 more. That's not right. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just not adding up. But if I do 12 more, so I'm like, maybe I could try to hit those 12 this month, and then have that goal crossed off the list. My business goals, my personal goals, I'm only at 17% completion because I've been struggling with getting my finances together. And part of that goal was to pay off my debt and contribute to my IRA, and I am struggling like already. So like it's kind of hard to get those, you know, worked up and crossed off the list. Anyway, finished 50,000 photos. I'm right at about 50% there. But you know, this month, like September and October, like August, September, October are kind of like the busy months. So that number should really leapfrog here, especially as I sit down to crush out these edits. And then 500 pieces of video content. I'm at 138. This is 139. So quite a bit behind there. But coming into the last 2 months, like November, December, my workload tends to fall off really hard. So, excuse me, I think I'm really kind of excited to focus on that goal. So next month and December, I think I'm really going to hit those hard. But also I want to try to get back to doing more ASMR videos. The big thing is I just haven't been like super motivated. And you know, like, not motivated is maybe the wrong term. Just like I haven't had like something that I'm like really excited to talk about. So it's kind of like I've got all these ideas, and maybe I just need to sit down and start vetting them out, or I might go back to making some no talking videos for this channel, because I haven't done that in a while, and I really do enjoy the meditativeness of, you know, just making a noise, and you know, you get something weird and fun, and you can make you know, let's blow that smoke out. Don't want the fire alarm to go off. That'd be really bad. It probably would not be a good ASMR video. Go ahead and shut that door a little bit. Anyway, but like it's fun to make fun sounds, and those matches are really smoky. And there's a fire alarm right outside my door. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, and we're back. But like, I'm really excited about recording sounds. It's just fun to me, and I want to do more of it. And I have, you know, like that's part of what I was doing this month. I filmed like probably 20 white noise videos of like weird sounds that I was excited about. And I was like, this is a good sound. I want to record it, and I want to just do more of that because it's fun and it's weird. I don't know. Is it weird? It's just different. It's just different from what I do, and it's relaxing and meditative, and I can kind of just zone out, and you know, my brain, like, it's like one of the few times I could shut my brain off but still like be producing something, and that like scratches a lot of itches at the same time, which is really nice, and I need more of it. You know, I kind of get that same effect like when I'm playing hockey, or when I get in like a flow state editing videos, or lately like building my Warhammer stuff, which, you know, if you missed that, I've been getting into the Warhammer thing. So the goal this month though is, so this month I did, what was it, 5.10% towards my goals, towards the 100%, and I need to be getting like 8% on average, which I am falling pretty far below that. This was my September was my third most productive month at 5.10. August was 7.3. Oh no, the light went out. How did the light go out? It was plugged into the charger. Oh, that's weird. Weird. The light was plugged into the charger and it's weird. Anyway, so yeah, last month was really productive. This month was productive, but in a different way. Once I get paid for all these jobs, I'll have a bunch of money, and my hard focus is going to be paying off debt. So that number should go up, but also buy more Warhammer stuff. And speaking of, so my two big goals this month are to get a 10%, get double digits or better on the progress side, because I really need that. Because I said this month I definitely needed to get close to 10% to be still in the game, so to speak. Like, I know at this point I'm probably not going to get 100% of my goals, and that's always kind of the point of the stupid arbitrary goals. They set very difficult goals, and I just see how far I can get, because it's motivation, it's a challenge, and I think this year I set the bar too high, and I've acknowledged that kind of early in the year, and I usually take the midpoint of the year to adjust the goals a little bit, and I probably should have adjusted them a little bit more than I did, but that's okay. You live and learn, and this is like my 10th or 11th year of the stupid arbitrary goals, and every year I kind of get better at doing it and figuring out, I always set a goal or two that, like, as the year goes on, I realize, like, it's not relevant to my life like I thought it would be. But, live and learn. Anyway, so big month. This month is one of my big goals. And then also I want to build this. This is it's called a Combat Patrol. It's basically just like a discount box of Warhammer figures, and there's 25 guys in here. And if you put these guys all together, you can play a variant of Warhammer called Combat Patrol, where essentially you take this one box and you play against other people that have Combat Patrol boxes, and you get low Warhammer games. They're smaller scale because this is only like a 500 point box. So if you're not familiar with Warhammer, essentially think of it like Risk, the board game Risk, or chess, either or. But you kind of have to build. You have to build the pieces you're gonna play with. So there's a couple different elements of the hobby, and it's fun, and there's way more rules, and there's dice, and there's luck, and there's skill, and there's strategy, and it's really deep, and there's like a lot of lore to it, so it's like incredibly nerdy, and I am like all about all of it. Anyway, a big Warhammer game is so to like build your armies, you have think of it like fantasy football, where you only get so much of a budget for your army, so then that's called points. So a standard game of Warhammer is 2,000 points, so a small scale game is 500, but a standard Warhammer game that's 2,000 points can take 3-4 hours to play. Combat Patrol, much more like an hour, 2 hours, and that's really more my speed. I don't know if I'm gonna get into the bigger Warhammer, or if I'll kind of just top out at like 1,000 point games, because I don't know if I have like the stamina to do 3-4 hour games, and just like, but it's kind of my hyper fixation right now, so I think I'm gonna try to build up, especially because there's a lot more fun when you have a 2,000 point army. You can get a lot more units in there, and then like it's kind of fun to like have all the different units. And anyway, that's so anyway, it's October. I'm gonna build this. My girlfriend's gonna help me, and we're gonna figure out what's gonna look good, and I'm kind of excited about it. Play some Combat Patrol games and make YouTube videos and kind of talk about my progress, and make some YouTube videos from our Warhammer channel, and yeah, play some games hopefully, because I played like 2 games this month, which is not enough. I need more Warhammer in my life. Gosh darn it. And I was even thinking, I was like, oh, I could do those, like, so they do these things called battle reports, where essentially it's a recap of games in Warhammer, and I was like, ooh, ASMR battle reports. I don't think I've seen that yet. And then also do ASMR hockey, because I know you lovely folks love that. And I've got some POV hockey videos from early in this year, and I have not gone through them, which is why I haven't shot any more. But yeah, so those are kind of the goals for the month of October. Just have like a really big, productive month. Crush out some client work because it's kind of like towards the end of the season here. And then once Thanksgiving hits, which is obviously next month, all the work just falls off a cliff till like February, March. So I'm just gonna pop it hard, and then just yeah. I think it's. I hate to be like heroic effort time, but like just much more doing, spending less time on my phone, spending less time on Reddit, and I think as the year has come on, that more and more this year, I'm like realizing like these things are not serving me. I am spending my time. I saw a meme that really like drove it home for me. Was like, it's nice to see your friend posting stuff like they're working their shift at the content mill, and you're like, that's what it is, like being on any of these social media sites. It's like working at the content mill, and you are not getting paid to be on Reddit and post your comments and you're posting, you're creating value for somebody else. Whereas with YouTube, I'm creating value for me. And that's kind of what I love about YouTube, is that you're getting constant value, and it's so much easier to curate what you see and what you get out of the app. Whereas like a lot of the other social medias and YouTube still like kind of just shove stuff at you and like, watch this so we can make money. And it's not like, how can I make you better? Like you can get good niche interests on Reddit and on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, but like I feel like the mix is just falling apart, and more often than not you're just getting served stuff that you just I read Terry Crews's book recently, and he had this really good thing in there, and I kind of almost want to make like my own video about it. But he was talking about how he was in a car with his kid, and his kid was like, hand me the aux cord. And, he's like, what's an aux cord? And he, figures, gives the kid the aux cord anyway. And the kid plays some music, and Terry was like, okay, this is pretty good music. And then he's like, had the realization that like, that's what life is like when you listen to other people. So like when you're on social media, I probably can explain this better later. But like when you're on social media, you're giving other people your aux cord, and they're talking directly into your brain, and they're influencing your thoughts. And it's not just like influencers. Like, yes, influencers can influence you whether or not you want to admit it. You're not immune to propaganda, but it's like everything. You're giving your aux cord when you're on the apps. You are giving your aux cord, your mental processing, to whatever Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or whoever owns Reddit, some guy who's got a really punchable face, whatever they think you should be tuning into. And I feel like YouTube, it's a little easier to dodge all that, but like not completely. I still see plenty of stupid stuff, and I get caught in that endless scroll of watching the reels or the shorts or whatever they call them, on whichever app. And, I'll spend, like this morning, today was like the first day off I've had in 12 straight days. So I laid in bed and I just worked my shift at the content forum scrolling up. But, yeah, every time I finish that, I'm like, I saw some good stuff. I got some dopamine hits, but like, I'm not better off for having seen most of it. So it's time to really pay attention and attune myself to what makes me feel alive and focus my energy towards those things. And I think that's always been creating stuff. Talking on the internet has always been, making these ASMR videos is a blast for me. And I want to do more of it. I just haven't been a big part of it is like when the camera has to go work. Like I have to shoot tomorrow. I hate tearing it down, packing it up, getting it out of the case, setting it up. And it's like I could do that on shoots because I'm getting paid to be there, but like for YouTube, like I mean, no offense, love you people, but like this ASMR channel pays me like $5 a month, and it's like any individual video is making like 10-20 cents. You know, it's like not worth the effort when you think about it in the abstract, but it is worth the effort because I enjoy the process. So you know, if I didn't enjoy the process, I wouldn't still be here. I think it's, what is it, did I start this in 2015? So it's like 8 years later, something like that. It's like, and you know, I have gap periods where like I didn't post anything, and I'm trying to be better about that because I do enjoy it. But like when you get busy, like it's like there's 17,000 photos back here. I really can't take 21 minutes to just sit and ramble. Or maybe I do. Maybe that's what I need to like keep my soul happy. I saw a quote recently that said like, napping doesn't help if your soul is tired, and that really just like punched me like real hard, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of like that's burnout in a nutshell. Is like if you're constantly doing things for other people and you burn out, like you can't just go on a vacation from that. Like a vacation can, you know, refresh your soul. So that's true. But like if you just like a day off isn't gonna fix it. So like you have to fill that time with other stuff. And I think this is a topic for another video about like aux chords and refreshing your souls. And I need to meditate on these two things a little harder, and I'll come back and I will make videos for you this month, I promise. And if I don't, roast me in the comments, and you know, you probably have forgotten about it by then. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are setting your own stupid arbitrary goals, and you know, because like there's 3 months left this year. Like there's still time to set a stupid arbitrary goal if you have not. Today is the start of a new month. It's the start of a new quarter. You can do it. You can crush it. You can make your 2023 better than 2022. And you can take what you learned from this experimental quarter and parlay that into 2024. And, you know, 6, 12 months from now, 18 months from now, your life could be totally different. My life can be totally different. And our lives can be totally different in a better way together. And we'll laugh and we'll be Paul Rudd on that show on YouTube about eating wings where he's like, look at us. Who'd have thought? Not me. Anyway, hope you're doing well. And if not, well, I hope that turns around for you real soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.